What is up YouTube, Carlo here. Welcome to the vlog. This is the channel where we talk about sneakers and tech. And for this special episode, we're going to do an unboxing and a review of the new ADIDAS System POD 3.1. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure that you do so because we are giving away a bunch of hyper laces as well as REMs, cleaning solutions for sneakers the moment we hit 20,000 subscribers. Subscribe now, follow me on Instagram. Obviously, I already took the shoe out of the box, so for the unboxing, you just guys have to take a look at it. It's your typical blue ADIDAS box. You have the POD S3.1 marking over there as well as the other details of the shoe. And if you pop it open, there's nothing special except for the wrapper and then the shoe. So it's not a very special packaging or box for this particular pair, but that's okay given the price point. Let's get to the shoe itself. Here we have the ADIDAS POD System 3.1. This has been teased for quite a while now, and it is quite hyped because it's pretty much a new silhouette. But it's not entirely new because a lot of the features and parts of the shoe actually comes from old sneakers. Basically, this, which is the POD 3.1, feels like the combination of these three shoes. You have the NMD Trail, you have the EQT Boost 9317, and you have the Crazy Boost You Wear Level 1. Now, is that a good thing? We'll cover that in this review. Let's go over the features of the shoe first. Let's talk about the upper of the shoe. If you take a look at the shoe, the primary material that you'll see is a black stretchable material that covers the entire length of the shoe. What stands out though is this blue elastic band that you see here. Now, if you see it for the first time, you probably might think it's just for a design aesthetic kind of purpose. But upon wearing and walking in it for a few hours now, I kind of realized that this actually helps with the containment of the shoe because it is a band. It does push down a bit, especially if you have big feet. So apart from that, I really have no idea if there's any other reason for this elastic band. Moving to the laces, you have flat laces, which reminds me about a lot of the R1 NMDs, which uses the same type of material. This is supposed to be reflective according to some reviews, but I haven't tested that part out. Now, moving to the back, you have an ADIDAS logo here with a white stripe as well as the ADIDAS POD 3.1 logo. Gives it a nice kick as well as that light blue accent. Now, there's nothing really special about the upper because at the end of the day, it's your typical mesh upper, black kind of shoe with an elastic band. What got people buzzing about this particular sneaker was really the three-piece construction of the midsole and the outsole. You have the boost material over here, that generous amount of boost, which I'll talk about in a bit. You have the point of deflection plate. That's the neon green thing that you guys see here in the middle. And then you have the EVA foam for the forefoot that you have here. That's the giant part stretching from the midfoot over to the toe box. That's the black part that you guys see there. Covering everything, of course, is that black rubber outsole that you have here at the forefoot, even down to the heel of the boost part. So what are those three elements or those three main features? What are they supposed to do? What's the point of having them? Are they just for aesthetic? Now, here's what I felt while I was walking in them. The giant boost here that you guys see here is not your typical amount of boost. It's very reminiscent of the mousse material that you see with the EQT 9317, which is a thick amount or a thick glob of boost that you have at the heel. Now, what happens is when you're walking, when you're resting on your heels, or when you do your heel strikes and stuff like that, then you feel a little more comfortable because of the cushioning of the boost material that you have here at the back. Now, this particular point of deflection plate is really more for stability so that it doesn't twist and it doesn't become unstable. And then when you move down here, you have the EVA foam. It's a little bit firmer than your typical boost, which is supposed to give you that added bounce, that added spring in your step when you are walking like that. So that, I think, is the main thinking or design thinking when they thought about the POD 3.1 sneaker. So how is it on feet? Now, if you ask me, this might be a little bit controversial because a lot of the YouTubers have been praising and recommending this sneaker like crazy. But personally, I really don't like it for several reasons. Number one, it's not friendly for people with wide and flat feet. Why? Because it's a pain to get your foot in because the entrance is not stretchable. This part doesn't stretch as much, so it is a bit of a pain to be able to slide in your feet, especially if it looks like, it's a pretty long shoe. So that's pain point number one, at least for me. Number two, this part, while it looks good and it looks funky, and that's the main feature of the shoe, doesn't give enough support support for people with flat feet like me. What happens is that if I wear this for a prolonged period of time, my foot starts to get fatigued quite easily and it starts to ache a bit because exactly of my flat feet. So this part isn't really friendly for, you know, people like me. And lastly, I'm not a big fan of the EvaFoam that they used here at the front. While I guess the idea was supposed to give you that firm bounce back when you are walking like that one, so that you have more energy, I guess, to be able to push you forward. It doesn't do that for me. I don't know if it's my feet or something, but I just feel that it's a little bit firm and not as comfortable, especially if you have been, you know, spoiled by Boost shoes, Boost sneakers. If you ask me in terms of comfort, I'd still go for the NMD Racer over this one any day. I've done a review of the NMD Racer in the past and I've told you guys why I love it. You have the full Boost midsole, you have that additional arch support for people with flat feet, you have that amazing traction because of the system that they put here, those crystal-like pellets that they scattered all over the front of the shoe. Granted, the problem with Racers is that they hella expensive in the Philippines. They sell for like 9,000, the general release versions. So maybe if you get a good deal for the Racer, I highly recommend that you guys go for this one in terms of comfort, you know, and in terms of style. At least for me, aesthetically, I like the crystal things. They're kind of funky. But it's very subjective, depends on you. But personally, I would go for the Racer. So what is this shoe for? If you ask me, it's really more of a style thing more than anything else. So if you do want to wear something as funky as this, wherein you have like a three-piece kind of build for the lower part of the sneaker, then knock yourselves out, this might be for you. But if you want funky, and if you want crazy, and you want ridiculous amounts of comfort, you guys might want to check out this shoe instead. This is the Crazy Boost You Wear Level 1. And as you guys see, it kind of mimics the three-part construction of the POD, as you guys can see there. But instead of like an EvaFoam that you have here at the top of the shoe, this one is just ridiculous amounts and ridiculous globs of boost. And that's why I'm a huge fan actually of the Boost You Wear, and I really feel that this is such an underrated sneaker. Now, a lot of people have been hating on it because of the colorway, because this one just looks so, you know, boring. But there have been new colorways that came out that are hella fire and that are really, really good. Problem with this one, a little more expensive, sells for a little over 9,000 pesos, but it's worth it if you ask me. That's actually a review of the Adidas POD System 3.1. If you guys want to get one, I'm not sure if there's still a lot of them available across the different stores that have been carrying them. I heard that Commonwealth, Soul Academy, and Adidas over at Uptown Mall BGC, as well as the Adidas Philippines website, have been selling them ever since today. I got this pair from Soul Academy. Shout out to the great guys over at Soul Academy BGC, one of my favorite sneaker stores. If you guys are in BGC and you are sneaker shopping, you might want to check them out over at High Street. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, you found it informative and educational, and I hope you are all staying dry and safe now that we're in the thick of rainy season here in the Philippines. Peace, God bless. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram.